There's something nobody has told you about procrastination, and it has nothing to do with laziness, willpower, or finding the right system. Every time you try to be more productive, something inside you slows you down. And that something isn't an excuse. It's a mechanism that has been running silently for years. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why you repeat the same cycle, and you'll have a two-step protocol you can start tomorrow. But first, I need you to see something that probably already happened to you this week. You decide on Sunday that this week will be different. You organize your tasks, set up your schedule, maybe you even block your phone. And by Wednesday, you're right back where you always are, checking notifications, avoiding the most important task, doing urgent things that don't move anything forward. You didn't fail because you lacked information. You failed because there's a system inside you that has a version of you configured, and every time you try to step outside that mold, the system corrects you back. That system has a name, and we're going to reveal it in a moment. First, imagine you have a thermostat in your house set to a specific temperature. You can open the windows, turn on a fan, bring in ice, and at some point the system returns to the temperature it was programmed to hold. Now imagine that thermostat doesn't control the air in your house, but your behavior, your level of productivity, and the amount of money you end up generating each month. Any attempt to raise the temperature collides with the system, and the system almost always wins. And here's what makes this so hard to see. The mechanism doesn't operate with warnings. It doesn't tell you it's holding you back. It simply makes any new action feel uncomfortable, difficult, or unnecessary in that moment. Your brain interprets that discomfort as a signal that something is wrong. You retreat, and then you call it a lack of discipline. But discipline isn't what you're missing. There are 3 concrete signs that this system is running your life right now, and chances are you'll recognize at least 2 of them before this video ends. The first sign is the Monday cycle. Every week you start with energy, with a plan, with the feeling that this time will be different. And by Thursday you're back in the same place, with the important tasks untouched, and the sense that you've been busy without making any real progress. It's not a lack of method. It's the system correcting you back to its set temperature. The second sign is the resistance that shows up exactly when it matters most. You have to do a task that could change your situation, a proposal, a call, a project you've been postponing for weeks. And right in that moment, fatigue appears. Distractions show up, or an urgent thing suddenly matters that never existed before. That's not a coincidence. It's the system recognizing a threat and activating its defenses automatically. The third sign has to do with money. You have a good month, you earn more than usual, and within a few weeks your account is back at the same number as always, without you being able to explain exactly where it went. Your income level has a set temperature just like your productivity, and the system maintains it with the same precision. If you recognized any of these signs in your own life, leave a comment telling me which one. That tells me what content to create for you, and it also helps the algorithm show this video to more people who need it. Now here's the most important point in everything we're talking about today, the one most people miss. It's this: information doesn't change the system. You can read every productivity book, watch every video, take every course, and still stay exactly where you are. The reason is counterintuitive, but once you understand it, you can't unsee it. The system that holds you back doesn't live in your conscious mind. It lives in the subconscious, and the subconscious doesn't respond to intellectual understanding. It doesn't change because you read something interesting. It doesn't change because you felt motivated for a while. And it doesn't change because you had good intentions on Sunday. It changes only through sustained emotional repetition and consistent action outside the known pattern. That system has a name that Bob Proctor used for more than 50 years while studying why intelligent people fail to change their results. It's called a paradigm. A paradigm is the set of beliefs, habits, self-image, and automatic routines that govern your behavior before you consciously decide anything. It's the script your system runs by default, and it was recorded over years of repetition from what you saw, heard, and experienced growing up. You didn't choose it consciously, but you're running it every day now. And here's the trap almost everyone falls into. Consuming more content becomes a sophisticated way to feel productive without changing anything. You watch the video, you feel that energy, that conviction that this time will be different, And 3 days later, the paradigm is still intact because no real repetition happened. Information became an anesthetic, and the system keeps running exactly the same. Change happens when you stop consuming and start imprinting. Imprinting on the subconscious through deliberate repetition and action outside the pattern. That has a specific protocol, and it's simple. It takes 5 to 10 minutes every morning, and it has 2 steps that cannot be skipped or swapped. Step 1 is to write by hand one single sentence that describes who you are becoming, not who you are today. It has to be specific, not vague. Not, "I want to be more productive," but something like, "I am someone who starts the most important task before checking any notifications." You write it once, read it out loud, and then you sit with the discomfort that shows up afterward. That discomfort isn't a sign that something is wrong. It's the sign you're brushing against the boundary of the old paradigm, and that's exactly where you need to be. Step 2 is to execute one small action that the previous version of you would not have taken. It doesn't need to be perfect or dramatic. It just needs to be different from the pattern. If your pattern is checking your phone the moment you wake up, don't open it. If your pattern is postponing the hard task until after lunch, do it first. If you've gone weeks without finishing that budget that could bring you a new client, open the document and write the first line today. One action, every day, outside the script your system recognizes as normal. For 7 days, you write the sentence, read it out loud, execute the action outside the pattern, and briefly record the discomfort you felt without judging it. 7 days won't completely rewrite the paradigm, but it will create the first real friction against it, and friction is where any real change begins. Here's the challenge. 7 days, 5 minutes every morning, one action that doesn't match your current pattern. If you're accepting it, write the word paradigm in the comments, so I know you understood the mechanism and didn't just watch the video. And if you're not subscribed yet, now is the time, because the next video is going a level deeper than everything we covered today. We're going to talk about subconscious repetition, how it actually works, why most people use it wrong, and the specific frequency and method that makes the paradigm start to loosen for real. See you there.